You sit down to watch a football match. 22 strangers are running around the field. They all wear the same colors. And one of them just sprinted into open space for no obvious reason. Looks like chaos. It is the opposite of chaos. That sprint has a name. It is somebody's job. There are 11 jobs out there. Each one decides a different part of the game. Nobody ever explained them to you. That is the only reason football looks confusing. By the end of this video, you will see what is actually happening. Most people think football is two teams fighting for a ball. 2 goals, 1 ball. Whoever scores more wins. Wrong. That is what football looks like. Not what it is. Under the surface, there is a system. 11 moving parts, all connected. And the system has been redesigned over and over for the last 150 years. Most people watching never get shown how it works. So here is the part nobody bothered to tell you. Number 1. The goalkeeper. Only one rule separates this position from every other player on the pitch. They are allowed to use their hands. That one rule changes everything about how this player thinks, moves, and decides. For nearly a century, this was the loneliest job in football. Stand on the line, wait for a shot, try not to embarrass yourself. Then in the 1950s, a Soviet keeper named Lev Yashin started doing something nobody else had ever done. He left his goal line. He came out to meet the ball. He punched, he kicked, he organized his defenders. He turned the goalkeeper from a wall into a player. Every modern goalkeeper you watch today is doing a version of what he started. They sweep behind the defense. They pass the ball like a midfielder. They start the attack themselves. Before Yashin, the keeper was the last line. After him, they became the first. Straight ahead of the keeper sit 2 players, the center backs. Their job sounds easy. Stop the other team scoring. Watch a bad defender and you will see them everywhere on the pitch. Diving, sliding, shouting. Watch the best defenders and you will hardly see them at all. The very best read what is about to happen and walk to where the danger will land. Virgil van Dijk is the modern blueprint for it. He does not chase strikers. He waits for them to run into him. He turns defending into geometry. If a center back is exciting to watch, he is usually losing. On either side of the center backs are 2 players nobody used to care about, the fullbacks. In every football conversation 30 years ago, this position came last. The rule book for a fullback was 3 lines long. Hug the touchline, stop crosses, boot the ball into the next country. That was the whole career. Then a coach in Spain decided that fullbacks were the most wasted players in football. Pep Guardiola did not just change the position. He rebuilt it from scratch. His fullbacks did not just run up and down a line. Some of them stepped into the middle and turned into an extra midfielder, while their team had the ball. Dani Alves did it for Barcelona, Philipp Lahm did it for Germany, João Cancelo did it for everyone. Today, a fullback might run 13 kilometers in one game. They defend, they attack, they cross, they invent space. The most boring job in football became the hardest. Now we move into midfield. This is where the game is actually decided. The first midfielder is the one casual fans almost never notice. He has many names. The number 6, the holding midfielder, the pivot, the destroyer. His job is to read every attack before it begins. He steps in front of passes that have not been played yet. When he is good, the team breathes. When he is bad, the team collapses. Imagine pulling the central column out of a building. That is what happens to a team when this player has a bad day. Sergio Busquets did this job for Barcelona for 15 years. Scouts had a saying about him: watch the match and you will not see Busquets. Watch Busquets and you will see the whole match. Invisible to most fans, foundational to everything that works. Above the 6 sits the central midfielder, the number 8. If the 6 is the foundation, the 8 is the engine room. He carries the ball forward. He arrives in the box. He sprints back to defend. Kevin De Bruyne can land a 60-yard pass on a coin. N'Golo Kante can do the running of 2 players without ever looking tired. Luka Modric can slow a match down to his own heartbeat. Same number, 3 different translations. A good 8 is the player your team cannot replace. Everyone watches the goals. Almost nobody watches the player who made the goal possible 3 passes earlier. Just behind the strikers, there used to be a small pocket of grass that decided most of football's most beautiful moments. It was called the hole, and the player who lived there was called the number 10. He did not run, he waited, he watched, and then he saw something nobody else saw. Pelé, Maradona, Zidane, Riquelme, all number 10s. For decades, this was the most loved position in the entire sport, and then football changed, and the position started to die. Modern teams press so high that the pocket where the 10 used to live just does not exist anymore. If a player only creates and refuses to defend, no top coach can afford him. The pure playmaker who used to float between the lines waiting for inspiration is almost extinct. Today's 10 wears the same shirt, but does an entirely different job. Jude Bellingham creates and defends at the same time. The number 10 still exists. The luxury that used to come with it does not. Out on the edges of the pitch are the wingers. Their job is to pull the defense wide, to stretch it until it cracks. When they do their job, the center opens up for everyone else. 30 years ago, a winger had one move. Run down the line on your strong foot. Get to the corner. Cross. Then, somebody figured out the opposite was more dangerous. Put a left-footed player on the right wing. Let him cut inside onto his stronger foot. Now, he is not crossing the ball, he is shooting. Mohamed Salah, Arjen Robben, late career Lionel Messi, inverted wingers. They score the goals strikers used to score. It is one of the biggest tactical shifts of the last 20 years. Casual fans see a winger shooting and call it a clever move. It is not. It is the whole game plan. At the very top of the pitch sits the striker, the number 9. If you ask a casual fan to name one position, this is the one. His job description is one word: score. Everything else is decoration. Robert Lewandowski has scored over 600 goals in his career by basically living inside one small area of the pitch. The space he masters is smaller than your living room. Erling Haaland is the opposite kind of striker. He can vanish for 89 minutes, touch the ball once, score, win the match. The best strikers do not need many chances. They need one. And then there is the role that broke the entire game, the false 9, a striker whose entire job is to not be where strikers are supposed to be. Instead of holding the top of the pitch, he drops back into midfield where strikers are not allowed to be. The two opposing center backs do not know what to do. If they follow him into midfield, they leave a hole behind them the size of a football pitch. If they stay, he gets the ball completely free in midfield and runs the game. There is no correct answer. That is the trap. Pep Guardiola used this against Real Madrid in 2009. He moved Messi out of the striker spot and into the chaos behind it. Final score, 6-2. Real Madrid spent 90 minutes chasing a striker who refused to be a striker because the space where the striker was supposed to be was just empty. The false 9 is not a position, it is an idea. Sometimes the most dangerous place to be is the place you are not. Here is the part that most explanations leave out. Every formation you see on screen before kickoff is a lie. The second the whistle blows, every player starts moving in and out of their position. Fullbacks step into midfield. Wingers cut inside. Strikers drop deep. The map keeps changing. The numbers on the screen are a language. They are not a cage. Your eyes follow the ball. The game is being decided away from it. Once you see this, you cannot stop seeing it. Football stops being random. It starts being beautiful. The match you are watching today is the same one your grandparents watched. The pitch is the same size. The ball is the same shape. The goal is the same height. But underneath, the system has been rewritten dozens of times. And now you can see it. You stop seeing 22 people chasing a ball. You start seeing 11 jobs, doing 11 different things, all at once. Football was never confusing. You just did not have the blueprint. Now you do. Subscribe for more football explanations.